Hello everyone. In this lecture, we are going to discuss the syllabus of Indian heritage and culture in detail. Now before starting, you will see that there is HP, MP, and LP written on various parts of this document. Now by HP, I meant high probability or high possibility. By MP, I meant medium. And by LP, I meant low probability or low possibility. Now what I have done is that I have seen previous year UPSC question papers and I have seen the importance of these topics, and accordingly I have classified them in three groups of high, medium and low, that is the probability or possibility of them being asked in examination. Also, you will see O star written on various parts of this document. Now by O star, I meant overview. Now what I mean by overview is that you should study these topics in just brief. You do not have to study each and every aspect of this topic. Suppose we have Bihu. Now Bihu is one of the folk dances of India. But UPSC is not going to ask you a standalone question of 10 mark to describe what Bihu is or what Garba is. What it is going to ask you, it is going to ask you a question something like this. Describe the various folk dances of India. So here, the main theme is folk dance and its subparts or subheadings are Bihu, Garba and various other folk dances. So you have to prepare the main theme, folk dance, for a 10 mark question, and for these subheadings, Garba or Bihu, you should just prepare 2 to 3 line notes in brief, so that you can write these 2 to 3 line notes in your answer while answering this question. So I hope it is clear to you how you have to study O star or overview topics, that you have to study the main theme in detail and you have to study the sub themes in just brief manner. So let us move ahead with our syllabus discussion now. At first we have visual arts. In this we have architecture and sculpture. In this we have various architecture and sculpture of Harappan, cave, rock cut and temple. So you should know the features, who built them and where are they located. See, in features, what are the features of Harappan architecture? One of the feature is that it is located at 90 degree. All the roads are perpendicular to each other. Another feature is that there is drainage present. Another feature is that there is a big greenery. So these are some of the features. Like this, you should know about the features of cave, rock cut and temple architecture. Then you should know who has built them. Who has built the various cave, rock cut and temple architecture in India, and where are they located in India? That should be known by us. Then we have medieval, colonial and modern architecture. You should just study this topic in brief. Then comes Indian paintings. In Indian paintings, we have prehistoric such as Bhimbetka. Then we have mural paintings of Ajanta. Then we have miniature and Mughal paintings. Now for each of these paintings, you should know what are the features of this painting, what material was used to build them, and what is the theme around which they are centered. Then we have pottery and handicrafts. You should just have a brief overview of this topic. Then in coins in ancient and medieval India, we should study the timeline and evolution of coinage in India. Suppose we know that there was first shells used in India as a medium of exchange. Then there was Maurya's punch mark coins. Then there was a round coin by Kushanas. Then came the Mughal coins. So this is how the coinage in India has evolved with time. So this is how you have to study the topic in a timeline manner. Then we have performing arts. In this we have dance forms. What are the various dance forms such as classical dances? In this we have Bharatnatyam, Kuchipudi, and total there are 8 classical dances. So for this you have to study this topic in detail, because UPSC may ask you a 10 mark question to describe what Bharatnatyam is. But for folk dances you should just have a brief overview. Okay, so what are the various folk dances? Chahu, Kalbelia and Garba. You have to study this in a brief manner, and you should have a special focus on UNESCO intangible heritages such as Chahu and Kalbelia. Then we have music. In music, we have classical music. What is the anatomy of classical music? Then in Hindustani music, we have types and gharanas. Then Carnatic music. What are the features of Carnatic music? And what is the difference between Hindustani and Carnatic music? That should be known by us. Then we have modern developments in music, and overview will do. Then we have musical instruments. Again, an overview will suffice. Then for folk music, you should know which folk music is found in which part of the country. and you should know the features of those folk music in 2-3 lines. Then we have drama and theatre. In this we have classical and Sanskrit theatre. You should just have a brief overview that who were the writers involved in classical and Sanskrit theatre, how did it evolve with time, and what were the themes around which it was centered. Then in folk theatre, you should know which folk theatre is found in which part of the country, like where is Jatra found. Okay, what are the features of Jatra? Should be known to you in 2 to 3 lines. So for various folk theatres, you should know about like this. Then we have martial arts. So what are the various martial arts? Like we have Gatka, Thangta. So in which part of the country are these martial arts found, and what are their features? Again, should be known to us in 2 to 3 lines. Then for puppetry, what are the types of puppetry? Like we have glove, shadow, string puppetry, rod puppetry. So in this you should know about their examples. Say for rod puppetry, what is the example? Example is Yampuri. And where is it found? In Bihar. So the example and the location should be known to us, and what are the features of Yampuri? This should be known to us in 2 to 3 lines. Then we have culture of India. In this you should know the various languages, the 22 scheduled languages plus Prakrit and Pali. Then in literature, you should know the timeline, that it starts from Veda, then there's Puranas, then we have the Gupta literature, then we have Pala literature, and then comes the Mughal literature. So this is again a timeline. Then we have religion. What are the major religions of India? In philosophy, you should know about the 6+3 schools of philosophy, the orthodox and the heterodox schools. Then in science and technology, you should have an idea of science and technology of India in ancient times. Like see, we had iron pillar of Delhi, which was rust free. Then we invented zero. So these were some of the achievements of India. And you should also know about the important personalities such as Aryabhatta, Sushruta, Charkha. These were the important personalities. Now for coins, I've already discussed how you have to study. In calendars, what were the calendars of ancient India? This should be known to us in brief. Then in awards and honors, we should know about various honors such as Padma Bhushan, Padma Vibhushan, etc. Then in institutions, there are various institutions such as Sangeet Natak Academy, Lalit Kala Academy. So what are the functions of these institutions? Should be known to us in brief in 2 to 3 lines. Then we have miscellaneous. In miscellaneous, we have culture abroad, that how Indian culture spread abroad. One of the reasons can be Cholas, who took Indian culture to Southeast Asia. Then what are the examples of Indian culture in abroad? One of the example is Angkor Wat. Another example is that there is Mahabharata and Ramayana in Indonesia. So these are some of the examples. Then we have UNESCO sites. In this, you should know about the major flagship UNESCO sites of India. Flagship sites of India. Like we have Taj Mahal. Then we have Hampi inscriptions or Hampi ruins. So these are the various flagship UNESCO sites of India. So this more or less concludes our art and culture syllabus discussion. Thank you.